Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah. Today we will think all the thrillers to read for summer. Let's get going. So there are some books that are coming like a bit after summer, but it's still within the range-ish. Like I think the latest one was coming out in September. But I thought I would share it anyways because it sounds fun. So let's get right to it. Our first book is Our Cut of Soul by Dina Hill. There was something haunting Nuhan's childhood at home in Hafia. Cats avoid its perimeter, strange noises come from within, and residents have mysteriously vanished without a trace. Although Nuhan has not returned to her home since the Nakba in 1948, she's always held a place for the house in her heart, and in return the house did the same for her. After Nuhan passes away, her granddaughter Marina is determined to visit her grandmother's home after a lifetime of being kept in the dark about her cultural and family history. Marina's mother, Hafia, named for the city that was lost to the family, reluctantly agrees to her trip. Though she knows firsthand that some secrets are better left buried, but the house is no longer a home. It is a painful, festering wound that infects everyone it touches. The more Marina digs into her family's past, the sicker she becomes. Despite Nuhan's ghostly warnings, Hafia rushes to help her daughter. As the three women converge in the ancestral home, we must put a haunting to rest before the secrets of the past drown them all. So this one comes out on September 22nd. My next book is Black Girls Don't Cry by Alex Travis. Ada and JJ were the ultimate power couple of Vancouver High as the VP and president of the Black Student Union. The two seemed destined to be yearbook legends, but that was before an ugly breakup. JJ is already deep in a new relationship which infuriates Ada, almost as much as when a sexiest hot list starts circulating the score. It's bad enough anyone rated the girls on their looks, but the list is only white students. Seriously? There has never been any racial diversity among the prom queen candidates at Vancouver, so the BSU decides to make their own team in the beauty and run a candidate. And Ada and JJ's new girlfriend each compete for the crown, except the candidates have started getting picked off one by one, and Ada is sure she's being stalked. Forget winning a tiara, who will live to see prom. Comes out on July 29th. My next book is Augusta Pine Does Not Exist by Emily Lloyd-Jones. I was 50 when I became a murderer. After I had gone tragically wrong, a teen girl is given an ultimatum. Accept a harsh prison sentence or leave her own life behind and use her talents in the service of a shady government agency. 3 years later, the newly named Augusta Pine has become a skilled wraith, one of the Identity Security Division's secret operatives. She has no home, no family, and her only friends are her coolly professional handler and a snarky AI spy bot. So when she is sent to Portland for an assignment, she seizes this chance to catch a glimpse of her beloved grandmother and rents the apartment next door. What begins as nostalgic stalking turns into a fight for survival when a group of cyber terrorists hacks the building and imprison the residents. Augusta doesn't know exactly what they want, but she does know they are ready to murder for it. With her quick wits, tech-savvy, and help from an intriguing fellow hostage, Augusta must race against the clock to stay one step ahead of the killers. Comes out on July 7th. My next book is Promise Me Never by Liv Constantine. Aspiring writer Savannah scheme to meet superstar horror novelist Bennett Bryson turns out better than she ever hoped. Not only does her charming and handsome literary idol offer to read her work, he is instantly smitten with her. After a whirlwind romance, Savannah says yes to marriage and the two settle in Bennett's secluded upstate home. But just as Savannah thinks she has made it, cracks appear in her perfect new life. Bennett's behavior becomes dark and he criticizes Savannah's writing, dedicates her permitted activities, and spends most of his time locked in his office, forbidding her from entering. Inevitably, Savannah cannot escape the shadow of Bennett's first wife, the free-spirited and passionate artist Poppy, who died in a tragic accident, but who seems still to be Savannah's rival for Bennett's affection. Then comes an enigmatic Bennett who is not who he seems. The woman that came before Savannah have disappeared, as Savannah could be next. Isolated on the shore warmth and trust, Savannah tries to piece together the mystery of the man she married and the woman he married first. But Savannah has no idea what her husband is really hiding, and someone out there knows Savannah has secrets of her own. As these two writers will learn the hard way, past really is prologue. Comes out on August 18. Book is What Happened to Those Girls by Colleen Greenwald. Emma knows her friends all lie to her, and everyone knows Emma is the outcast of the group. She's usually fine with that until her friends go on a camping trip that she planned without her. The next morning she wakes up to the news that all 3 of them died in the campsite. When Emma starts receiving unnerving videos of the girls the night they died from an anonymous source, it becomes clear that deaths weren't an accident. And if this becomes a murder case, Emma must be suspect number 1. Because while everyone knows she had been excluded from the plans, what they don't know is that she went to the campsite that night after all, and someone has proof. Comes out on June 30th. My next one is Beach Thriller by Jamie Day. Holly Sinclair, a struggling writer, is forced from her cherished New York apartment and returns her to her family's seaside cottage in the charming town of Bridgeport, Massachusetts, a home she hasn't seen in nearly 20 years. Guilt grabs her the moment she arrives. Years ago, her sister died here, and Holly still blames herself. She arrives on a mission from a literary agent to write a best-selling novel. Her future depends on it, but she's not the only one with an agenda. Someone is watching Holly's every move from the shadows, desperate for a good idea. Holly makes the fateful choice to write about her past. The watcher sees all and knows what Holly does, and some secrets must remain buried. Comes out on June 9th. My next book is The Last Book Club by Joanne Rock. A book club's murder mystery game goes fatally wrong. Making friends in a new town can be murder, so when Jordan is invited to attend a book club meeting in her own Saratoga Springs neighborhood, it's safe to say she's excited, but she has no intention of making friends with the tight-knit group. She has plans for revenge. Jordan's foster sister was a member of the book club until she was killed in a hit-and-run after meeting 1 year prior. Members of the book club have serious motives, and Jordan is determined to read between the lines to find the secrets and her sister's killer. When the book club hosts a murder mystery party, secrets begin bubbling to the surface, and the murder part of the game becomes stranger than fiction. And this book comes out in May 26th. My next book is Artifacts by Natalie Lenny. Successful trust and estates attorney Linda Connolly is asked by a colleague to assist on a case. The Italian government claims an artifact was looted and stolen to a museum, illegally and is seeking reputation. The object in question is a cup made of Dirac glass, which would have been rare even in ancient Rome, let alone thousands of years later. Lena has done everything she can to put the study abroad summer she spent on an archaeological dig in the Italian Alps behind her. Her dreams of being an archaeologist shattered when her mentor Cyril disappeared and her active boyfriend Giamma went dark, but with this new case, the past comes roaring back. And this book comes to May 19, which is tomorrow as I'm filming this. My next book is Japanese Gothic by Kylie Lee Baker. October 2026. Lee Turner doesn't remember how or why he killed his college roommate. The details are blurred and bloody. All he knows is he has to flee New York and go to a place that might offer refuge. His father's new home in Japan, a house hidden by sword floods and wild ginger. But something is terribly wrong with the house. No animals will come near it. The bedroom window isn't always a window, and the woman with the sword appears in the yard when night falls. October 1877. Sen is a young samurai in exile, hiding from the imperial soldiers in the house behind the sword ferns. A monster came home from war wearing her father's face, but Sen would do anything to please him, even turn her sword on her own mother. She knows the soldiers will soon slaughter her whole family when she sees a terrible omen, a young foreign man who appears outside her window. One of these people is a ghost, or one of these stories is a lie. Something is hiding beneath the house of sword ferns, and Lee and Sen will soon wish they never unburied it. So this already came out on April 14. My next book is Black Point by Jacqueline West. Lucia, southern son, holds on hard to the things she loves. Her tiny Wisconsin hometown clings to the bluffs above the Mississippi River, threatened by weather, time, and the creep of climate change. Her mother is pushing her to go away to college and see the world beyond the small town, but Lucia is determined to stay to keep her grandfather's Viking museum going. When the Black Point Hotel, a 150-year-old landmark that's been empty for decades, is bought by an outsider, tongues start wagging. Lucia meets her new owner's teenage nephew, Max, and as they grow closer, she discovers there's something thrilling about getting to know someone who hasn't known her all her life, and maybe something more. And this comes on July 28th. My next book is We Were Never Here by Sophia Hannan. In July, Georgia Perry and Jules Park's secret girlfriends, covert art thieves, and co-hosts of a popular YouTube ghost hunting show, step into a haunted house to steal a priceless painting. A few short hours later, there's a knife in Jules' chest and Georgia is waking up in a pool of blood, with no painting and no memory of how she got there. Now it's October, Georgia is underwater. She hasn't been to class in weeks, and she's avoiding her old crew and only friends like the plague. But when the 3 remaining thieves got a call from the man who paid a hefty sum to keep them out of jail, demanding that they return to finish the job, Georgia has no choice but to return to her old life. As the estranged friends scramble to steal the painting with no cover story and no leader, they quickly realize that something is very, very wrong, and it's not just the suffocating memory of Jules or the prying eyes of the viewers. Between the strange shadows that begins to trail them and the nightmares plaguing Georgia's sleep, only one thing is certain: something followed them home from Dear Lee's manor and will do anything to keep them from going back. Comes out July 28th. My next book is Corpse the Ballet, a graphic novel by Megan Kearney. Arriving in St. Anne's and Samus in the middle of the year, Rosamund Hamoth is ready to practice hard and Blue deserves to be there, but something at this boarding school doesn't feel right. It turns out that just before Rosamund enrolled, a student disappeared without telling anyone. Was it really a leave of absence or something more sinister? Together with a new roommate, Rosamund spirals deeper and deeper into an obsession with the truth. As the school prepares for a showcase performance of Capella, can she commit to her hard-earned ballet dreams while solving the mystery that's haunting her, or will she lose herself in the process? Comes out on July 7th. My next book is Our Wicked Gifts by Catherine Foxfield. Cecilia is the black-sheep daughter of the powerful Winter family, who made a deal with the devil in exchange for riches and ruthless magic. Soren is the boy her family banished to the underworld. Their fates intertwine when Cecilia's lonesome uncle Dorian winds up dead at a masquerade ball. Once overlooked for her lowly gift of discovering secrets, Cecilia is now her family's only chance of survival, tasked with finding the killer before he takes her any last winter. With time running out, Cecilia narrows her sight on Soren, who she suspects is back from vengeance. Yet the more Cecilia investigates Soren and gets to know him, the more she begins to question how much family loyalty is worth. After all, when it comes to being a winter, one can have love power. One can have... Oh my gosh, this is so annoying. One can love power. One can have love or power. Oh my gosh, there you go. One can have love or power, but rarely both. Comes out on July 7th. Alright, my final book is Fabulous Bodies by Chuck Tingley. Fashion flow influencer by day and grave robber by night, Poppy Stringer is someone called when Eddie Michaels, a flamboyant piano-slamming rock star and queer icon, unexpectedly dies. All Poppy has to do is retrieve Eddie's body from the medical examiner's office, but what starts as a routine delivery quickly goes off course when Eddie wakes up. Poppy must fight for her life in a blood-soaked night of carnage and fabulous entertainment all across Palm Springs. Comes out on July 7th. So those are all the books that was interesting to me for summer. Let me know if you guys like any of these, and let me know what books you also want to read for summer. And please like, comment, subscribe so you'll be notified every time I post. I will see you on my next one. Bye!